Every Xbox gamer right now is wondering the same thing. How much is the Xbox Series X? And why hasn't Microsoft told me yet? Most of the time when we have these console launches, we have the information by now. But because of the pandemic, it definitely pushed back the announcements to show these prices and to tell the consumers how much these consoles are going to cost. But it does look like there is a little bit of information out there. Nothing solid, nothing confirmed by Microsoft. And I wanted to talk about it. But before we get on with the video, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content, and you can always follow me at Twitter at LordAddictILP, and don't forget to hit that bell icon down there at the bottom. Without any further ado, let's get on with the video. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here, coming at you for another video. One of the biggest issues that I've had this generation and going into the next generation is the lack of information. What I mean by that is most of the time when we get new consoles or any new products in general, besides maybe Apple, you get a lot of information up front because they want you to have time to be able to save up your money. And not to mention the holiday season's coming around, so a lot of consumers need to know that information so they can go lay stuff away, etc., etc. But Microsoft and Sony both have not gave us that type of information. We do not have the release date. We do not have the majority of the launch titles. And you know what? We don't have the price of these consoles. But it does look like some leaks are starting to happen. Now, it's like I said in the intro, none of this has been confirmed. None of this is probably right. When it comes to rumors, it's all speculation and take with a grain of salt. And some of these people only go off what other people hear. And to the end of the day, the only people who know the console's prices is Sony and Microsoft. But it's not going to stop me from speculating what they say. So let's get on with it. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about today in this video is the partnership between Microsoft and Halo with the Monster energy drink. It does look like they were going to have some kind of promotion going on, that they were going to give away 200 Xbox Series X's. Now, Monster energy drink put out this black spreadsheet and they gave a little bit more information. They said the entire process is going to cost a certain amount of dollars. So it looks like in total, it's going to cost the overall money that is invested into this prize as $119,998. Now, the internet being the internet, because we knew that this was going to happen, what they did is they divided that number by 200, which came out to about $599. And I was one of the people that jumped on this because I've always been very vocal that I think the consoles are going to be $599, but that's besides the fact. Now, it does look like that every person that wins will receive a copy of Halo Infinite, the video game. So we don't know what the price of that game is going to be because it has a free multiplayer aspect to it. So obviously when you put that into that, we can't really determine if it's $30, $60. So that is a lot of different information that we don't have to really evaluate and put that in the equation. But it would seem that if you put that into it, which I would assume that if you do something like this where there's only 200 people, they were probably going to give them the highest quality version that was there. So maybe $80 to $100. So that would bring the overall Xbox Series X down to $499, which that would make me wrong, but that would be one of the scenarios that I would like to be wrong about that. I don't want the console being $599. It's just a theory I have that it is $599. Now, a lot has happened this week in terms of price, particularly the Xbox Series X. Clearly, you have the previous example that I gave you, but it does look like we have something even more to point that it might be $599. Now, keep in mind, like I said, all speculation, but let's get into it. There's a podcast with Elena Pierce in it, and she was talking about that she had someone send her an anonymous DM. This particular person worked in retail and they saw the Xbox Series X show up in their system as $599. Now, there's a lot of different information you can take from this. Now, they did want to stay anonymous. Obviously, they don't want to give out their name. They might lose their job. This isn't enough to say that the console is going to be $599. I would say that maybe with enough other proof, this could really point to a strong $599, but at the end of the day, it could be a placeholder. They might even just put that in there just to throw people off in general. I don't know how, the retail versions of this work. Definitely go and check out my friend Gaming Forte. I'll put his channel in the comment section or the description below. And he's able to give you a little bit more insight when it comes to stuff like this. Now, I do know that they are regularly putting placeholders in the systems of these retailers. I don't know if a lot of the retailers know the actual price of both of these systems. Maybe some of the higher up people, but no one low on the podium, they don't really know anything like this, because that's kind of information that is sacred to these console manufacturers, because if something happened and Sony was drastically cheaper, Microsoft would be able to retaliate before they officially announce their price. So they're not going to really openly just tell people the price of these consoles. So I definitely wanted to point that out. But I will say that between what's going on there and what's going on here, with Elena Pierce saying this from the anonymous source that she got, it does point a little bit that it could be $599. I don't want to come out and put that stamp saying it is $599. Just want you guys to accept that, you know, we might see a little bit more of an expensive console. Now, I do have a theory, because it took so long to announce the release dates and announce the prices of these consoles, that they might have a very expensive console, both of them, and they're waiting for the other one to jump out the window and announce that price so they can retaliate and look like the person that came out the other side that was always for the gamers, and we never had the expensive console, we were always the cheaper one, we're for the gamers. So it clearly is a very beneficial thing for the console to come out last and not necessarily the console to come out first. Clearly we saw something similar to this at the beginning of this generation with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, but like I said, all speculation. We don't exactly know 100% of anything. I would say that in the next maybe 2 months, we will for a fact 100% know what these consoles are going to cost. Hopefully, man, if they wait till like the last 2 weeks, I'm gonna be salty, but that's just me. But obviously, what do you guys think? Put that in the comment section below. Do you think that these consoles are going to be $499, $399, or $599? I'm definitely curious to hear your guys' opinion on the matter. And you know, until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.